The Modest Proposal. This book is written by Jonathan Swift, who proposed that children from poor family can be a source of wealth and income for their family and community by selling them as food and serving them to the rich people. Jonathan was provoked to write this proposal as he saw these poor and dirty children from the street with no food to eat, wears like rags, always ask for alms, and do dirty jobs for survival. He sees them as a burden to their parents and their country. Ireland is dominated by such people, parents with low source of survival and children that only rely on the people that surrounds them. So, he decided to propose such proposal. He also acknowledged it as another great advantage that it will prevent those voluntary abortions and that horrid practice of women murdering their bastard children. He even calculated that there are about 200,000 couples whose wives are breeders, from which number he subtracted 30,000 couples who are able to maintain their own children, and 1,000 more including those children who are born annually from poor parents. So he questioned, how can those people be provided? How can they survive? So he said, I shall now therefore humbly propose my own thoughts, which I hope will not be liable to the least objection. He said that he has been assured by American acquaintance that a young, healthy child, well nursed, is at a year old, a most delicious and nourishing and a wholesome food, whether stewed, roasted, baked, or boiled. Therefore, he offered it to the public that one male will be sufficient to serve 4 females, and the remaining 100,000 may at a year old be offered in sale to the persons of quality and fortune through their kingdom. He even professed that those food is somewhat dear and very proper to their landlords. Infant's flesh will be in season throughout the year. The mother will have 8 shilling neat profit and fit for work till she produces another child. The carcass or the corpse, their skin of which artificially dressed, will make admirable gloves for ladies and summer boots for fine gentlemen. Although he rather recommend them buying children alive and dressing them hat from the knife just like pigs. His American acquaintance also says that man flesh was generally tough and lean, also good as meat. To justify his works, He confessed that this expedient was put into his head by the famous Salmanazar. His friend told him that in his country, when a young man happened to put into death, the executioner sold the carcass to the person with high power. He also presented advantages of his proposal. First, it would greatly lessen the number of papists. Second, the poorer tenants will have something valuable of their own, and they will be able to pay their debts. Third, nation stock will be thereby increased, and money will circulate among them. Fourth, the sale of their children will rid of the charge of maintaining them after the first year. Fifth, this food would likewise bring great custom to taverns. And lastly, this would be a great inducement to marriage. He also estimated that Dublin, their country, would take off annually about 20,000 carcasses that will be a great help for their economy. But in all, it is just what he says as a solution to their growing problem. He is still open for critics and other opinions, but he also wants the people of Ireland to consider some point. First, how can their country feed thousands of mouths and provide shelter for them? And they will be forever in debt because of their needs. At last, he said that his only motive is the good of their country, by advancing their trade, providing for infants, relieving the poor, and giving some pleasure to the rich people.